It's a scary time for people in China and beyond. The deadly coronavirus is spreading across the world. Pandemic fears are growing. Wuhan, the city at the center of this outbreak, is under lockdown. So is another city and parts of Beijing. That's more than 20 million people. 20 million people cut off. The first and perhaps the biggest of its kind measure in history. And the fact that Xi Jinping, the president of China, had to issue an order and tell his government that there should be no cover-up is a clear indication that the problem is much bigger than China would like to admit, and that authorities have tried to suppress the scale of the problem in the initial days. Now it has exploded. Also weighing in, by the way, is Donald Trump. He said that he trusts China, and he believes the coronavirus is, quote-unquote, totally under control. From the looks of it, it's anything but. It is not under control. On your screens are countries with confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Look at the spread. These were cases reported as of 9 p.m. IST today. China has confirmed 631 cases, 17 deaths. 2 cases of the virus have been confirmed in Hong Kong and in Thailand. 1 person was found infected in Macau. Taiwan, Japan, South Korea and the United States have also confirmed 1 case each. And this is the regional spread of the virus. Eastern China is the worst hit. The virus has reached 20 Chinese provinces. It's advancing at a rapid pace. Do note, until yesterday, only 13 Chinese provinces had confirmed cases of the virus. Today, it's 20. And now to the epicenter, Wuhan, a mega city with a population upwards of 11 million people. Right now, it's in a state of war. The scale and complexity of Wuhan's quarantine is unprecedented. Public transportation has been sealed off. Metro systems, airports, train stations, bus hubs, even highways entering the city are all shut. Hospitals are struggling to find enough doctors to treat the growing number of patients. Reports suggest 3,400 more beds are being added at hospitals which have been deemed to be equipped to treat this virus. There is no treatment available. Doctors expect the outbreak to infect as many as 6,000 people. Similar measures are being taken in nearby Huanggang, the second Chinese city on lockdown. But the World Health Organization is not sure all of this is helping. Locking down cities may not be the best course, it says.
Trying to contain a city of 11 million people is new to science. It has not been tried before as a public health measure. So we cannot at this stage say it will or it will not work. We note that if this is happening, we will note carefully to what extent it is maintained, how long it can take.
Now, what I'm about to show you next could be disturbing. We have some images which say a lot about how contagious this virus is. On your screens is a video reportedly from Shanghai where a traveler with high fever from Wuhan was escorted out in what looks like a quarantine cage. We cannot confirm the veracity of this video though. The fear is spreading as fast as the virus, you could say. Is this too big to contain? Experts say the worst is yet to come, and the timing of this outbreak has a lot to do with it. This is the busiest travel season in China. Hundreds of millions of people are crisscrossing the country to get home for the Lunar New Year celebrations, which begin this Sunday. The Chinese Transport Ministry has estimated 3 billion trips for the celebrations that will last till the 18th of February. Now, apart from travel, festivities also mean a lot of food, and every report on the cause of this virus points at China's wet seafood markets. There's a slithering suspect now, snakes. Researchers analyzing the genetic sequence of the virus have concluded that it may have come from snakes. They say that snakes were among the animals sold at the Huanan seafood market where the initial cases were reported. Earlier reports linked this virus to fruit bats, also sold in this market. Bat soup is an unusual but popular delicacy in Wuhan. Now let's talk about India. How vulnerable is India? This virus is spreading all over the world. What about India? What measures are in place? 2 Indian nationals, we can tell you, have been infected overseas. One nurse in Saudi Arabia has been hospitalized. She was involved in the treatment of a coronavirus patient in the Philippines. She traveled back to Saudi Arabia and apparently carried the infection with her. Another Indian teacher living in Shenzhen has also been found to be infected. The Indian government has stepped up vigil. Delhi has laid down guidelines for people travelling to and from China. Indian civil aviation authorities have put out a detailed action plan. Thermal screening devices have been installed at 7 Indian airports. The outbreak has another casualty: the economy. The SARS virus, remember, cost Beijing an estimated $40 billion, 40. The coronavirus could hit China even harder given the slumping economy. The outbreak could spur people to avoid going outside. This will be a huge blow to China's service sector, which accounts for 52% of the Chinese economy. 52. The tourism industry is also bearing the brunt. Shares of the country's 3 major airlines, Air China, Southern, and China Eastern, have fallen, all close 2.5% down in Shanghai and Hong Kong. The international business community has a reason to worry. It has a huge economic stake in China. This is a developing story. We'll stay on top of it.